Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking some of the Dantu's most engaging moral stories to answer a huge question. How do we actually get kids to understand why healthy eating matters? It's not about boring them with lectures. It's about tapping into the incredible power of a good story to teach fundamental life skills.
You know the classic whine, right? But Mom, why can't we eat outside? We like it. It's a universal childhood hook. Almost everyone has experienced this exact dynamic. So we're going to crack this core mystery today. Why are parents always repeating this mantra? And more importantly, how do we get kids to genuinely internalize the answer instead of just rolling their eyes?
Okay, let's dive into this. Because before we get to the fun, whimsical fables, we really need to ground ourselves in the serious, real-world stakes driving them. We have to look at the true cost of junk food diets, and honestly, the implications are severe.
We aren't just talking about a mild stomach ache after too much candy. The consequences go so much further. We're looking at skyrocketing risks for obesity, depression, digestive problems, heart disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, cancer, and even early mortality. It is a stark, rapid-fire reality check. It provides a sobering contrast to the lighthearted stories we're about to look at, but these are the very real dangers parents are desperately trying to protect their kids from.
Section 1. Story 1. The Sick Town. Our first case study centers around a struggling local fruit shop in a town where priorities were, well, completely backwards. The narrative follows a really simple cause and effect. Step 1. The people in the town completely ignored the fruit shop because they were overwhelmingly obsessed with junk food, which leads straight to Step 2. Because they ignored their health, literally the entire town fell sick. This mass illness acts as the ultimate wake-up call for Step 3, where everyone realizes their massive mistake and immediately switches to eating fruits and vegetables. And finally, Step 4, the town feels so much better. The fruit seller is thrilled, and the townspeople learn a vital lesson about not abusing junk food.
So, what's the crucial takeaway here? The story sums it up beautifully right at the end. Make sure of your health, eat healthily, and play sports. It's a direct, no-nonsense moral that perfectly ties our daily dietary choices right back to our overall well-being and physical activity.
Section 2. Story 2. Weak eyesight.
This second mini-narrative hits a bit closer to home. It focuses on a boy named Rahul and a girl named Jaya. Now, both of them loved burgers and pizzas just a little bit too much. But this sets up a brilliant tale of two paths. Every single day, their parents warned them that all this junk food would eventually ruin their eyesight. Jaya actually listened to her mom and started eating healthy food. But Rahul, he completely ignored the warnings and just kept right on eating his junk food. Two kids, two very different choices.
As you might guess, his parents eventually gave up trying to reason with him. Time passes, and that brings us to a highly specific incident at school. Rahul's teacher calls on him to answer what should be an incredibly simple math question: what is 2 plus 1? But Rahul couldn't do it. He couldn't answer.
Now, when his parents are called into the school, they ask him why he couldn't answer such an easy question. His reply, straight from the source text, is pretty amazing. He says, "I know the answer is 4, but the reason is that I was not able to see the question properly." Obviously, his math skills needed a little work too. But it perfectly emphasizes the core issue. His poor eyesight completely derailed his schoolwork. The junk food had finally caught up with him.
If we map out the timeline of consequences here, the fallout is immediate. That exact same day, the teacher scolds Rahul. By the end of the week, the parents are called into the school. Seeing the physical toll it's taking, his father takes him straight to an ophthalmologist to get his eyes tested. And the ultimate resolution in the future? Rahul completely drops the junk food. He starts actually enjoying healthy food, much to his parents' joy.
The narrator of this text then steps in with a really relatable, real-world takeaway by sharing a big, personal dream. I want to go into the Indian Air Force. I need 6'6" eyesight. They realize that ditching the Maggie, the burgers, and the pizza is literally the only way to protect their vision and actually achieve that goal. It anchors the whole fable into a tangible, high-stakes ambition.
Section 3. Identifying healthy versus junk.
You know, knowing that we need to eat healthy is great in theory, but kids need to know exactly what that looks like on their actual plates. What's so effective about the source material here is how simple and unambiguous the choices are. It draws a clear line. On the healthy side, we've got green vegetables, fresh fruits, milk, and paneer. On the unhealthy side, the junk foods are clearly identified as pizza and burgers. This eliminates any confusion for a kid trying to make the right everyday choice.
Section 4. The power of moral stories.
So why use these stories at all?
Why not just lecture kids about vitamins and calories? Well, because these aren't just entertaining little tales to pass the time before bed. They are an outstanding tool. Short stories actively develop good habits and teach vital survival skills. By framing nutrition inside a story about a whole town getting sick or a boy who literally can't see the chalkboard, children can visualize the consequences of their actions in a way that raw data or a parental lecture just can never match.
Which leaves us with one final, very important thought. We've talked about the severe health implications of a poor diet, and we've seen how effectively a simple narrative can spark real change. So, looking at your own daily routines, what healthy habit will you and your family adopt today? Think about it. Maybe share one of these stories at the dinner table tonight and start making those small, healthy changes. Thanks for joining me for this.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to motivate us.